Programs and fellow Trekkies, my name is Zayn Abraxas, and welcome to one of my cosplay reviews. Today we're taking a look at Hero Within's Star Trek Strange New Worlds Tunics. They came in 3 division colors. I, of course, got the gold. So we're going to take a look at it, see how it compares to Kozer Marts, and hopefully everything looks good. So let's go ahead, crack it open, and take a look at it. Okay, so before unfolding it and taking a full look at it, there was one immediate detail that I feel like I need to point out, so I'll bring it in close. The dicky here is sewn in. It is completely sewn in part of it. The Kozer Mart one, which again I'll show later to compare it, does not, so that's a little detail here. So let's go ahead and unfold this thing. Okay, so just feeling it already, it feels rather light, but like a stronger fabric than the Kozer Mart one. The detailing here around the shoulder pads and the sleeves feels, I'm not quite sure the texture, but it is a different texture and it looks real nice here. Let me get nice and close for you guys to take a look at it. And now we have the rank strips, which look kind of printed on, but that's okay. Step back so you guys can take a full look at it. All right. So let's go ahead and compare the two side by side. All right, so I've got the two side by side here. This one is the Hero Within. This one is the Kozer Mart. So you can kind of visually see the differences in the two. Bring it a little closer. So I will admit, this one just came out of the packaging, so this one's a little wrinkly. The color looks spot on. This one, I think the Hero Within might be just a smidge darker in color. With the Kozer Mart one, it doesn't feel like there's a material difference between the sleeve detail, whereas the Hero Within one, there is a considerable difference. Like the command insignia is definitely, feels like almost like a rubber material. So they might stay on longer. When it comes to the rank strips, the Kozer Mart one are sewn in, whereas Hero Within are printed on. So there are definitely some pros and cons to it, to either or. Like I said, if you wanted to go for accuracy, Kozer Mart doesn't have the dicky or the undershirt. So you have to buy that separate. Hero Within, though, has taken that out, so you have the undershirt, which looks, it depends on which season you want. I know the first season, the undershirt felt like it hang a little lower. The second and third season felt like the undershirt almost looked like a mock turtleneck in some points, but maybe that's just an option that the crew has. So let's go ahead. We're going to try the Hero Within one on to see how it fits. Okay, so how does it feel? I am wearing a medium, and I'm not going to lie, this does feel like snug. Like it feels like a uniform. I'll go ahead and give you a quick spin. It definitely feels tight around the wrists when I put my hands through. It definitely felt a little snug. I had that same problem with the Kozer Mart one, but I gotta say they kept it snug because they did say specifically that it would feel. It would easily fill in a Strange New Worlds away team jacket. So I won't try that on because, well, that's just going to be a little warm. But all in all, like I said, this looks incredible, feels incredible. I guess, honestly, if I were to compare the two operatively, the Kozer Mart one, unfortunately, is now the only option you have outside of the factory entertainment replicas that they're going to be producing later. We do have to kind of talk about something here, which is unfortunate. Hero Within is not continuing the Star Trek license. Paramount Skydance, or Skydance Paramount, however you want to call it, they increased the licensing fee by 2,000%. 2,000%. Hero Within got ahead of it, and after this year, they are no longer producing Star Trek items. They had a last call for pre-orders just before the holidays, as of this recording, and a lot of this stuff has been now marked sold out, and they will not be continuing with it. So that is very unfortunate. Hero Within absolutely was one of those stores that knocked it out of the park when it came to Star Trek merch, and I hope that someone is able to pick it up, but at the same time, if Skydance Paramount lowers it, maybe Hero Within will pick it up again, but it seems very unlikely as of this recording, but we just have to keep our fingers crossed. So if you see these pop up on eBay, make sure they're Hero Within. So like I said, the Dickie, the undershirt will be included in that one. Kozer Mart does sell them. This was $60 when I bought it. To keep that price point in your head if you do see it pop up online. Kozer Mart sells these for $30. Now, I will stress that the Kozer Mart is not licensed. It's not licensed merch. The Hero Within ones are. So anybody wanting to make Star Trek fan films within set in the Strange New Worlds, this would meet the fan film guidelines. Kozer Mart, not so much, but I guess that really all factors in on what you're trying to do. Anyway, again, folks, so with that news of Hero Within losing the fee or not renewing the license, the next cosplay review I do of the Wrath of Khan landing party jacket that I hope is due to arrive maybe before the end of the year or maybe sometime in January. That'll be my last cosplay review with Hero Within. It might even also be one of my last cosplay reviews, which is sad to say, but cosplaying has gotten expensive as much as everything else these days. So I wasn't even prepared to do these, but when they released them, it was like, well, yeah, those are things I've definitely looked forward to. So, folks, I sincerely appreciate all of you for tuning in. I hope I've been informative, giving you some perspective on what to look out for, and I just hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd be so kind as to leave a like and comment on what your thoughts are. Don't try to get political in the comments, because especially around this subject with Skydance Paramount, it's been getting very heated online, and understandably so, especially with that licensing fee. But let's just all try to remember that this was just a humble cosplay reviewer sharing his input, his thoughts on it. So, but again, thank you all for watching. I sincerely hope you'll hit subscribe. And as always, I will see you all next cycle. This is Zayun, out.